So, having 64% of gravity Earth, it can hold an atmosphere. And people say, well, if it has an atmosphere, how does it keep the atmosphere? Well, the same way the Earth does. They have forests, meadows, lakes, rivers, people, civilizations, and it's on a band of the moon that's just beyond where we can see. And I have a picture here, but I can't find it. But it's on a band, and that's the same band that both Menjur and ادامسكي visited. I'm pretty sure Menjur actually went to the moon in 1954. They let him step out of the train and breathe the air. He's 86 years old, living in Vero Beach, Florida. I emailed him the other day to get the exact color of the moon, and if you could reach that picture, I could hold it up. It's behind the cigar box of the moon, the color picture of the...
I'm sorry, Don, I don't understand. Oh, the color picture of the moon?
Yeah.
Do you mean Dawn in the library? Sorry, which one are you referring to?
It's the long picture with the yellow sky.
Up at the top? You don't mean on the wall, do you?
No. And we're behind the cigar box.
What are you referring to? Oh, here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Oh, I see. Those cigar boxes.
I was looking at that.
No, just hand me that photo right there.
Yeah, I got you. Yes, I've seen this before. Tell me what this is.
Okay, this is the crater Copernicus, and this is the same photo that's up there, but all I did was put the exact color of the lunar sky. And how do I know that? Because I emailed Howard Menjur in Florida, who took a trip there in 1954, and when he looked up into the sky, he said that's the exact color he saw. He describes it as a saffron color, and I sent a number of swatches with different color saffrons to him in Florida, and he marked the X on that particular color. And so I put that color behind the crater Copernicus, and that's the color of the sky.
Why would it be that color? Why wouldn't it be...
We think it's that color because although the atmosphere is not as dense as the Earth, it's higher, and the rays reflecting through the atmosphere will go more towards yellow.
But what you get on high mountains on Earth, for example, is you just get a darker blue. I mean, I know that because I've been there. It would be a different composition of atmosphere in order to create that color effect, surely. It would contain different gases. Do you know anything about that?
No.
Okay.
All I know is it's breathable. He stepped out. He said it was very hot, but not as hot as we're led to believe. And he said you certainly couldn't stand it for very long. But then he looked up and saw that color sky. Now,
Can you tell us something about him? What is his background?
Howard was just a person living a normal life, and they came and, the moon people came and invited him to go up there. He wrote this book called Secrets of the Flying Saucers from Outer Space, One Man's Fantastic Revelations of Visitors from Other Worlds. He has a website. I've read this book several times, as you can see. Here I've highlighted exactly, he says what he did on the moon, where he was taken. There was a lot of other people. He said the place he went, one of the places was like the Valley of Fire in Nevada. He says, there we stopped long enough for our guide to open the door and permit us to stick our heads out for a brief moment, which was all one could take, for it was terribly hot outside, like a blast furnace. I was certain that no one could have lived outside very long and was glad to have shut the door.
So is that maybe a basis for the domes as well? Because you can regulate temperature. You can regulate.
Yeah, I'm sure there's small domes. I don't think there's any like Hoagland is saying, though. Huge domes all over the place. Though. Here he says, I looked up in the sky. It was a yellowish color. When looking, I had a queer impression that if I walked some distance, I would fall off, since the horizon was so foreshortened. There was other groups with him, along with ordinary folk, scientists, geologists, electronic engineers, rocket experts, astronomers, and...
So this guy is, you say, in his 80s at this point?
86. He was 86 the other day.
Have you met him in person?
Not in person, only on email.
But
And
but
written to-
basically, there, as far as you're concerned, he has no reason to lie, right?
No, because his story is the same as George Adamski's, Truman Bethayrum, the other, what the government labeled as contactees, which was their way of saying, yeah, well, you know, they're just contactees. And I think both of Adamski and Menger became very important sources for the government. When I first got into this, 20 years ago, and people would say, what do you, well, think flying saucers are real? And I'd say, yeah, but, the George Adamski stuff was all bullshit. It wasn't. It was all real. So was Howard Menger. So was Truman Bethayrum and Daniel Fry. All those people were telling, the exact truth. But the fact is, if you've been to Living Moon, you've seen the original government papers on who was involved in the anti-gravity project in 1952, and Lear Incorporated, my father's company, is listed right there. And there's a video floating around on the web that shows him at the blackboard teaching scientists at the Bonson Institute how a flying saucer flies. And this was probably 1954 or 1955. But the fact is, we had anti-gravity solved in 1957 or 1958, and we started building our own craft and went to the moon in 1962. And Mercury, Gemini, Apollo was just a cover for all that was really going on.